hips. And we're going to experience a few cat-cows. So as you inhale, start to let your abdomen drop, lift your chin, and your back will sag a little bit. Then on your exhale, pull your navel in toward your spine, round your upper back, and bring your chin into your chest like a cat. Then inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And now just do that on your own a few times, matching the movement with the breath. So movement and breath are going to be matched. You're not going to like go fast or slow, but it's going to be totally connected to the breath. And then come to a neutral spine. So you're not rounding your upper back and you're not dropping your abdomen. And look straight ahead and extend your right foot back like you're in a lunge. So your right toes are on the ground. Right toes are on the ground. Now, notice how your right foot is dorsal flexed. Lift your right heel up so your right heel is in line with your right hip. So you're not going any higher than your hip, right? And you might have to kind of feel that and notice where that is, right? Now shift weight over into your right hand and extend your left arm alongside your left ear with your left fingertips pointing toward the altar or the windows. And kind of notice what's happening in your shoulder. If you turn your palm toward the center of the room or to the right, you'll notice that your shoulder's not rounding down, but then you can open up through your shoulder. Yeah. Now inhale, lengthen. Then exhale, round your upper back and bring your left elbow towards your right knee like a crunch. Yeah. Then inhale, extend your arm and leg, but dorsal flex your back foot. You got to feel it, you can't see it. Then exhale, round your upper back and bring your left elbow towards your right knee. Good. Then inhale, extend, reaching forward and back, but dorsal flex the right foot. Then do that again. Bend your knee, bring the elbow toward the knee. Then extend. Good. And then gently place the right foot on the floor. Place the right knee on the floor. Then place the left hand on the floor. Just kind of reversing while you came into it. Now try that on the other side. Extend your left foot back like in a lunge. Here again, notice if you lift your foot up immediately. So, Dominga, notice if you lift your foot up immediately. You're my apprentice. You should know better. Listen. Now, notice that that's causing you to dorsal flex your left foot. So you're not pointing your toes away, and you're going to find the height of your hip with the heel. So you're not just going to throw your leg in the air. Now lift your left foot up into the air, but keep your left heel in line with your hip, no higher than your hip. Then shift your weight over into your left hand. Reach your right arm alongside your right ear, and notice as you look forward, if you turn your palm to face in, you make more space in your shoulder next to your ear. And reach forward and back simultaneously, pushing through the left heel. Then exhale, start to round the upper back. Bring the right elbow toward the left knee like a crunch. Good. Then inhale, extend and dorsal flex the back foot. Then round the upper back. Bring the right elbow toward the left knee like a crunch. Then inhale, extend and dorsal flex. So point the toes down. And here again, you don't want to go any higher than that hip. Then inhale, exhale, round your upper back. Knee and elbow meet, and then extend and dorsal flex. Good. Then gently place your left toes down, then drop your left knee down, then place your right hand down. Tuck your toes under, push your seat back to your heels. Reach your arms forward. So your heels are lifted and you're reaching your arms forward. You're pressing into your index knuckles. Now, without moving your shoulders forward, lift your knees up, coming to downward facing dog. So notice what I said. So if you moved your shoulders forward, you actually pushed your hips forward. So try this. Come forward to a plank. Exhale the knees, the chest, the chin to the floor. So your hips are in the air, Ashtanga Namaskar. Now inhale, slide forward, cobra. Squeeze your legs together and press your toes down. Keep your elbows bent. Then exhale, tuck your toes under, push your seat to your heels like a quick child seat. Then lift your knees up without moving your shoulders forward, downward facing dog. On your inhale, come forward to a plank. Exhale the knees, the chest, the chin to the earth. Inhale, slide forward, Bhujangasana. Exhale, tuck toes under, seat to the heels, then lift the knees up, downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, one. Now, if you don't want assist today, or you don't want any lotions, raise a leg and down dog split. I won't touch you. Inhale. Exhale, two. Inhale. Exhale, three. Inhale. Exhale, four. Inhale. Exhale, five. Inhale. Exhale, six. Inhale. Exhale, seven. Inhale. Exhale, eight. Inhale. Exhale, nine. Inhale. Exhale, 10. Good. On your inhale, come forward to a plank. Look forward. Now exhale, bend your elbows so your elbows are next to your ribs, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Knees and thighs are off the ground, pressing into the feet. Look at the ceiling. Exhale, roll over the toes, go back downward facing dog. Good, let's do that again. On your inhale, come forward to a plank and look forward. Exhale, bend your elbows so your elbows are next to your ribs. Inhale, upward facing dog. Expand through your chest, look at the ceiling. And then exhale, go back downward facing dog. Good. Soften the knees. Slowly walk the feet toward the hands. Keep the feet hips width distance apart. Hands 6 to 8 inches in front of your feet, pressing your palms down. Let your head be heavy. Modified Uttanasana. Now, if your feet are together, bring your feet apart. This is still just a warm-up. And if your hands have a hard time, so bring your feet apart. And if you have two hands, use two blocks. That way you're even. Like one block's not going to do you any good, right? And let the head be heavy. Look back at the mirror. Inhale. Exhale, one. Inhale. Exhale, two. Inhale. Exhale, three. Inhale. Exhale, four. Inhale. Exhale, five. Inhale. Exhale, six. Inhale. Exhale, seven. Inhale. Exhale, eight. Inhale. Exhale, nine. Inhale. Exhale, 10. Good. Now to soften the knees and heel toe your feet out as wide as your mat. Your heels are going to be on the mat. Your toes are going to be on the floor. Your feet are going to be turned out on at like a 10-degree angle. Come into a squat. Bring the hands together in prayer. And this is a hip opener, so you're going to press out with your forearms, but you're going to squeeze in at the same time with your knees. And you're going to lift up a little bit at the sternum so you're not leaning forward. You can always sit on a block. Inhale. Exhale, one. Inhale. Exhale, two. Inhale. Exhale, three. Inhale. Exhale, four. Inhale. Exhale, five. Inhale. Exhale, six. Inhale. Exhale, seven. Inhale. Exhale, eight. Inhale. Exhale, nine. Inhale. Exhale, 10. Then just gently place the hands on the floor and come sit down. Extend your legs out in front of you. On your inhale, bend your right knee into your chest. Exhale, step your right foot on the outside of your left knee. And then dorsal flex your left foot. So pull your left toes back. Don't point them toward the windows. Inhale, lift your left arm up alongside your left ear. And then exhale, twist over to the right. Bring your left elbow on the outside of your right thigh, and your right hand's going to come behind you in line with your sacrum. And you're going to take your gaze all the way back into the mirror behind you. Inhale, keep pulling your left toes back. Exhale, 2, good. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Then inhale, come back to center. And exhale, extend your right leg. Inhale, bend your left knee, left foot on outside of right knee. Dorsal flex the right foot. Pull the toes back. That's important. A little lesson today. Dorsal flex. Lift your right arm up, and then exhale, twist over to the left and look over your left shoulder. Here again, what's happening in that foot you're not looking at? Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. The things you're not looking at and you can't see are important. Exhale, 4. In fact, that's what most of yoga is about. Inhale. Exhale, 5. On your inhale, come back to center. And then exhale, extend your left leg. Inhale, bend both your knees. Place your heels where your knees were. But bring your feet hips width distance apart, about 2 fists. Then bring your hands behind you about 6 to 8 inches with your fingers pointing toward the windows. Bring the chin into the chest. On the inhale, lift the hips into tabletop. Exhale, let the head go back if comfortable. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale. Exhale, 6. Inhale. Exhale, 7. Inhale. Exhale, 8. Inhale. Exhale, 9. Inhale. Exhale, gently come down. And you can sit on a blanket or a block for a few moments. So we're going to chant a little bit. We're going to chant from Patanjali's Yoga Sutra. So if you turn over to page 46, we're going to chant 415, the bottom of the page. So if chanting is new to you, or the Yoga Sutras are new to you, this is a how to achieve yoga book. That's what it is. It's like a cookbook. You follow the recipe. If you follow the recipe, you get a vegan cake. If you don't follow the recipe, you get mud. That simple. So it's nothing, it's much more straightforward than most people think. So 3 ohms. Om. 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 Call and response. Vastu, Vastu, Samye, Samye, Chitta, Chitta, Bedat, Bedat, Tayor, Tayor, Vibhakata, Vibhakata, Pantaha, Pantaha, Vastu Samye, Vastu Samye, Chitta Bedat, Chitta Bedat, Tayor Vibhakata, Tayor Vibhakata, Pantaha, Pantaha, Vastu Samye, Chitta Bedat, Tayor Vibhakata, Pantaha, Vastu Samye, Chitta Bedat, Tayor Vibhakata, Pantaha. Together. Vastu Samye, Chitta Bedat, Tayor Vibhakata, Pantaha. Om. So here, Patanjali is talking about a vastu. Vastu is an object, and he's talking about how we perceive objects, right? And this is the last chapter of the Yoga Sutras. So he's assuming you've been practicing for a while, and he's telling you some what's called esoteric knowledge. There's exoteric knowledge, and there's esoteric knowledge. Now, people get upset when you talk about esoteric knowledge because they think it's kind of elitism today. But most esoteric knowledge is hidden in plain sight, right? It's right there in front of you. You're not paying attention, right? So he says each person will perceive and interpret an object in a unique way according to their state of mind. All objects are empty. All objects are empty and only appear through the lens of the individual's projections. So I've been thinking about this, and one of the first esoteric stories I ever heard as a young child, my grandfather was a very famous, well-known Methodist minister, and was, of course, the story of Genesis, God creating Adam and Eve. And God creates Adam and Eve live in this wonderful garden called Eden. And Adam and Eve are living like children. They are relatively, one could say they're ignorant, or one could say they're naive. And as long as Adam and Eve stay in this childlike state, God and Adam and Eve are like kind of in communion together. God walks with them and talks to them and it holds their hand and coddles them like little babies. But then one day, Eve meets this serpent that talks, right? All of a sudden, now serpents talk. And the serpent says, hey, look, there's this tree, the tree of life. And it's got this fruit on it, and you should have some of that fruit, baby. And Eve says, oh yeah, I'm going to take some of that fruit. I'm going to eat that fruit. And the fruit is sweet, but also she finds out the fruit is bitter, right? And God gets angry because now no longer is Eve actually naive. She's kind of wised up to the fruit of the tree of life. And she shares it with Adam. And of course, then what happens is that somehow God throws them out like he's a landlord, you know, says, oh, you got to leave the apartment now. And they have to go out and find a new apartment, which is not as good as the old apartment. You know, it's got leaks, it's got bad floors, it's got all these problems. And they're always longing to get back to this place called Eden, right? Now, for those who can't see the esoteric message in there, they only see the exoteric message. Sometimes you even hear, you turn on the Discovery Channel, and you see somebody say, "We found the Garden of Eden." Like, you've ever seen that show? I watch that show all the time because I'm like, this is hysterical. Sometimes it's in Africa, sometimes it's in the Middle East, sometimes it's in Turkey. It's all over the place, you know. But we found the Garden of Eden. They're out there looking for a Garden of Eden. It's a literal Garden of Eden, right? They're looking for something that's tangible. They can't see the spiritual nature of the story. That in reality, the Garden of Eden was inside of Adam and Eve as long as they stayed naive and childlike. But as soon as they wanted to know about life and about what it was like to actually be in a body and be sexual, have children, grow crops, deal with this living with weather and everything else, then God seems further away, right? And so the moral of the story is always try to get back to this state where there's a naivete and you're childlike. That's really what the story is about. That is, if you can get back to having this innocent relationship with the divine, then you can communion with the divine. But as soon as you make the relationship with the divine complicated, it's harder to be with the divine. It has nothing to do with an apple. The snake is only awareness and consciousness of being in a body. That is the esoteric teaching. It's veiled. It's hidden, right? So when Patanjali says that certain people are going to view these teachings either very literal, they're only going to see it through the lens of being literal. Some people are going to come to yoga and it's all going to be about a fitness class, a stretch. Oh, I love that stretch. That was a wonderful stretch, right? Other people are going to come to yoga and they're going to realize that this is to an evolution of your soul. It's about the soul. It has nothing to do with your physical body. Yes, you have a physical body. You got to deal with the physical body. But in the end, that's not the purpose of yoga. But there are going to be some people you can't convince them of that. They're going to come to class and they're going to want a hard class, and they're going to want it to be challenging, and they're going to want it to be about their hamstrings, and that's okay. That's what they see. They see what's on the surface. They don't see what's underneath. Today, I'm going to talk to you about a lot about what you cannot see. So listen to when I tell you things physical that I want you to do, because I'm going to be telling them to you things that you can't see, that you're going to have to either turn around and look at. But then that wouldn't be the point, right? I want you to experience what you cannot see. Okay? So fold up your chant books, place them to the side. I'll come by and pick them up. And come stand up at the front of your mat in Tadasana. Now, if you cannot put your hands on the floor in a Uttanasana, you're going to put your blocks on either side of your mat. That's just step one. Props are good here. We like props here at this studio. Now, as you come to stand at the front of your mat, bring the big toes and the heels to touch, and don't look down at your feet. Feel it. Feel how, like, when you bring your feet together, the left and the right side comes together. Hands are by the side of the body. Gaze is at the horizon. And connect to your Ujjayi pranayama. So let's set a metronome for your breath, which I didn't do at the top of the class. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, engage Mula Bandha and lift up at the pelvic floor. Keep that lift through the whole practice. Inhale, hook your thumbs, reach up and arch back. Exhale, bend your knees, fold forward, sweep your hands behind your back where you can't see. Clasp your hands together in a single fist and straighten your arms and legs. Notice if you're holding onto your thumbs. Fist. Inhale, bend your knees, place your hands down next to your feet, step your right foot back into a lunge, and look forward, not down. Exhale, step back, downward facing dog, lift the hips. On the inhale, come forward to a plank and look forward. Exhale, bend the elbows, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, move forward. Exhale, downward facing dog, good. On the inhale, coming forward to a plank. Exhale, the knees, the chest, the chin to the earth, Ashtanga Namaskar. Inhale, slide forward, Bhujangasana. Exhale, tuck toes under, push the seat back to the heels and lift the knees up, downward facing dog. On the inhale, lightly step the right foot forward between the hands and look forward. Exhale, left foot next to the right and fold over your legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, bend the knees, hook the thumbs, stand up, straighten the legs and arch back. Exhale, bend the knees, sweep the arms behind the back, clasp hands together in a fist, straighten the arms and legs. Inhale, bend the knees, place hands down next to feet, step the left foot back into a lunge. Exhale, right foot back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to a plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, slide forward, Bhujangasana. Exhale, tuck toes under, seat to the heels, lift knees up, downward facing dog. Inhale, step left foot forward, look forward. Exhale, right foot next to left and fold over legs. Inhale, bend knees, hook thumbs, stand up, straighten legs and arch back. Exhale, hands by the side to Tadasana mountain seat. Again, inhale, hook thumbs, reach up and arch back. Exhale, bend knees, fold forward, sweep arms behind back, clasp hands together in a fist, straighten. Inhale, bend knees, place hands down next to feet, step right foot back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to a plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, slide forward, cobra. Exhale, tuck toes under, seat to heels, lift knees up, downward facing dog. Inhale, step right foot forward, look forward. Exhale, left foot meets right and fold over legs. Inhale, bend knees, hook thumbs, stand up, straighten legs and arch back. Exhale, bend knees, fold forward, sweep arms behind back, clasp hands together in a single fist and straighten arms and legs. That's different, right? Inhale, bend knees, place hands down next to feet, step left foot back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, slide forward, Bhujangasana. Exhale, tuck toes under, seat to the heels, lift knees up, downward dog. Inhale, step left foot forward, look forward. Exhale, right foot meets left and fold. Inhale, bend knees, hook thumbs, stand up, straighten legs and arch back. Exhale, hands by the side to Tadasana mountain seat. On the inhale, bend the knees, Utkatasana, awkward chair seat. Exhale, place hands on earth and then extend the legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift head and chest, Adva Uttanasana. Exhale, step, jump back, Chaturanga, elbows next to ribs. Inhale, Urban Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, step right foot forward, left heel down, rise up, Virabhadrasana 1, one breath. Exhale, hands down to the earth, step back, bend the elbows, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot forward, right heel turns down, come up, warrior 1, one breath. Blocks would help. Exhale, hands down to the floor, block, step back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stay. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, look past the hands. Inhale, step or jump your feet in between your hands. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, bend your knees, reach your arms up, Utkatasana, awkward chair seat. Exhale, come stand up, Tadasana mountain seat. Again, inhale, bend the knees, Utkatasana, awkward chair. Exhale, place your hands on the earth next to your feet, extend your legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift your head and chest, Adva Uttanasana. Exhale, step, walk back, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot forward, left heel down, rise up, warrior 1. One breath, not 10. Exhale, hands down to the earth, step back, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot forward, right heel down, warrior 1. Exhale, hands down to the earth, step back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Look at Rosanna, she's doing something different than you. Inhale, right foot forward, left heel turns down, come up, warrior 1. It's not a lunge. Exhale, hands down to the earth, step back, chaturanga. Guys, it's not a lunge, remember, your heel's down. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left foot forward, right heel turns down, come up, warrior 1. Exhale, hands down to the earth, step back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stay again. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Push your chest back. Inhale. Exhale, lift your quadriceps up. Exhale, 2. Now your feet should be a little apart here. They shouldn't be touching unless you're a 3-legged crippled dog. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, look past the hands. Inhale, step or jump your feet in between your hands. Exhale, fold over your straight legs. Inhale, bend your knees, reach your arms up, Utkatasana, awkward chair seat. Then exhale, come stand up, Tadasana, mountain seat. Awkward twist. On your inhale, bend your knees, Utkatasana. Exhale, bring your hands together in prayer and twist over to the right. Now, as you twist to the right, your left elbow is going to come outside your knee. Now, I don't want you to look at your left knee, but I want you to feel what your left knee and hip is doing. Get your knees in line with each other. Pull your left hip back, even with the right, so you're not, you got to feel it. Notice how that's different. And you have to feel it and know what your left knee is doing, and it's different from your right knee. Right? You can't, I'm asking you not to look at your left knee, but feel what your left knee and left hip is doing. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Keep pulling your left hip back to the wall behind you. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Same thing over here. This left hip is way out, like in the middle of that yellow line. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Good. On your inhale, come back to center. Reach your arms up. Utkatasana. Exhale, place your hands on the earth and extend your legs. Uttanasana. Inhale, bend the knees. Utkatasana. Reach the arms up. Your knees are together now. Then exhale, bring your hands together in prayer and twist over to the left. Keep your knees where they are now. Don't let your right knee pop out in front of the left knee. Exhale, 1. Feel what the hips are doing behind you. Exhale, 2. Feel what the knees are doing, connecting. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale, come back to center, Utkatasana. Reach your arms up. Exhale, place your hands on the earth and extend your legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift the head and chest, Adva Uttanasana. Exhale, step or jump back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. On the inhale, step the right foot forward. Turn your left heel down. Come up, Warrior 1. Exhale, extend your right leg. Straighten your right leg. Keep your hips and shoulders toward the windows. Open your arms up to the side walls. Just like, no. So everybody, you're going to keep facing this way. Open your arms out to the side walls. You're still going to be facing this. So hips are closed, chest are closed. So open up this way. Yeah. Now, rotate at your shoulders and bring your hands behind your back in a secret prayer. Something you can't see. You can press knuckles to knuckles. You can hold on to opposite forearms. You can hold on to opposite elbows. But when you do that, pull your right shoulder forward. Your left shoulder back. Right shoulder back and your left hip forward. So notice how you're opening to the side. Then start to bend your right knee. As you bend your right knee, bring your right knee over your right ankle. And here again, we're facing the windows. Now, lift your elbows a little bit away from your chest. Exhale, 1. So Warrior 1 with a secret prayer. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. So knuckles to knuckles. That's different, isn't it? Exhale, 5. Good. On your inhale, extend your right leg. Exhale, open your arms and hips up now to the left, like you wanted to do in Warrior 2. Then inhale, reach forward to the right. Place your right hand on your right shin. Lift your left arm up. Gaze at your left thumb, triangle trikonasana. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Stay steady over there. Exhale, 2. Try not to move your back foot and wiggle it around. You lose your balance. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. On your inhale, come all the way up to stand by pressing into your feet. Then exhale, bend the right knee, warrior 2. As you bend the right knee, look and see if you can see your right big toe in the knee. The inside of your right knee. If not, move your right hip to the back behind you. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. On your inhale, extend your right leg 1 breath. Exhale, rebend your right knee. Place your right hand down on a block outside your right foot. Then extend your left arm toward the windows. Look into your left palm. And what you want to feel, because you're looking slightly up at your left hand, you want to feel an extended angle from your left ankle to your left fingertips. So it's this ramp-like energy moving up through your body. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Look right here. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Look right here. Lift your hip. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. On your inhale, gently place your left hand down. Now, come onto the ball of your left foot. Lift your left heel up like you've been dying to do in Warrior 1. On your inhale, extend your right leg. Move your back foot forward about halfway. Till you're grounded, you're stable, your left heel is on the floor. You're not on a tightrope, nor are you in a wide straddle anymore. Lift your head and chest halfway. Bring your hands to your waist, elbows pointing up toward the ceiling. Now, with straight legs, don't bend your right knee. On your inhale, lift up and arch back by pressing into your feet. Yeah. Now, your back heel wants to be stable. Then exhale, come back to center with your shoulders over your hips. Open your arms out to the side walls again. Remember, your chest and everything's facing forward. Then rotate at your shoulders. Bring your hands behind you in a secret prayer, or knuckles to knuckles, or holding on to opposite elbows. But it's not doing this. It's doing this, this, or this. All right. On your inhale, lift up and arch back with a straight right leg. Know what's happening in that quadricep. Now keep your straight right leg and exhale, fold forward over the center of your right leg. As you fold, lift your elbows away from your ribs. Lengthen through the neck. Allow your chin to go down toward your ankle. Exhale, 1. Good. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Now inhale, lift your head and chest halfway. Your torso is going to be parallel to the floor. Then exhale, bend your right knee and put more weight into your right foot. Your left heel will start to lift off the floor, and you want a closed left hip for this. On your inhale, lift your left foot off the floor and flex, dorsal flex your left foot looking forward. Warrior 3, you have to feel what your hip is doing on the left. As you lift that up, make sure your heel is in line with the hip like we did in the warm-up. Exhale, 1. Good. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale, lift the shoulders up and bring the left foot next to the right. And exhale, release your secret prayer and rock out your shoulders. All right. Yes. On your inhale, bend the knees, Utkatasana, awkward chair seat. Then exhale, place the hands on the earth, extend the legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step or jump back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, left foot forward, right heel is going to turn down, come up Warrior 1. Then exhale, extend your left leg. Straighten your left leg. Now, as you straighten your left leg, straight, open your arms up to the side walls. Your back foot wants to turn in a little more so that actually you're closing the hip. So it's all in your back foot, what you can't see. Then bring your hands behind your back. Come into a secret prayer. Knuckles to knuckles, but don't make a fist. I'm asking you to do something different, right? Elbows to, hold on to elbows. Then bend your left knee in a warrior one. And as you bend, you're going to pull your left hip back and your right hip forward. So you're not dying to open over here to the right. You're actually pulling back to the left. Energetically, this is pulling back. Exhale 1. It's different, right? Exhale 2. You got to feel it because you can't see it. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. On your inhale, extend your left leg. Exhale, open your arms and hips up to the right side of the room like you're dying to do. On your inhale, reach forward to the left. Pull your right hip back. Place your left hand on your left shin. Right arm reaches up. Triangle Trikonasana. Inhale. Exhale 1. Good. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. On your inhale, lift all the way up to stand. Then exhale, bend your left knee, warrior 2. Notice if you can see your left big toe inside your left knee. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. Inhale, extend the left leg 1 breath. Then exhale, rebend the left knee. Left hand on a block outside the left foot. Then inhale, reach the right arm toward the windows. And as you reach the right arm toward the windows, you're going to try to lift your right shoulder up and your right hip up, making that extended angle. Now move your left knee into your left arm. How do I do that? I move the hip. It's not in the foot or the knee. It's in the hip flexor. Exhale 1. Something you can't see. Hip flexor. Exhale 2. I can't look at this hip flexor. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. Good. On your inhale, gently place your right hand down. Now come onto the ball of your right foot. Lift your right heel up. Automatically that closes your right hip. Then extend your left leg and move your back foot forward about halfway until you're grounded. You're not on a tightrope and your back foot's not turned out anymore. Then lift your head and chest halfway. Bring your hands to your waist, elbows pointing up toward the ceiling. By pressing into your feet on your inhale, lift up and arch back with a straight left leg. Good. Then exhale, come back to center with the shoulders over the hips. Open the arms out to the side walls. Bring your hands behind you by rotating at the shoulders. Secret prayer, knuckles to knuckles, opposite elbows. On your inhale, lift up and arch back. Then exhale, fold forward over your extended left leg. Keep pulling the energy up the front of your left leg, pushing it through the back of your right leg. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. And inhale, lift the head and chest halfway. Torso is going to be parallel to the ground. Now bend your left knee and put more weight into your left foot. Your right heel will start to lift up a little bit like it's in a high heel shoe. On your inhale, lift your right foot off the floor, extending your left leg, balancing on the left foot, pushing through your left heel. Your right leg is going to come parallel to the floor, torso parallel to the floor. Warrior 3. Inhale. Exhale 1. Good. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. On your inhale, lift your shoulders up, bring your right foot next to the left. And exhale, release your secret prayer to Dasana, mountain seat. Good for you. Everybody, let's come and face this side of the room. You're going to come into the middle of your mat about right here facing this direction, okay? And you're going to kind of be at an angle. And you're going to take your blocks, you're going to put your blocks about right here, okay? So you're kind of standing a little like the blocks are kind of like a parallel line to you. So you probably want to have both your blocks on the yoga mat is probably what you want to do. You don't want to have one block off. So you want to stand about right there, okay? Now, we're going to practice a little side crow, okay? A little hand balance. Bring your hands together in prayer. Now, lift high on the balls of your feet, like you're in a high heel shoe. Then start to bend your knees and start to twist over to the right. Get your left arm on the outside of your right thigh. So you got to bend your knees, come down like you're sitting down, and twist and get your left arm on the outside of your right thigh. Now you got to keep your knees together and you got to pull your left hip back, just like we did in that first twist. Now put your hands on the blocks. Now your blocks need to be brought back close enough that your right leg is balanced by your upper arm bones. Then you're going to start to bend your elbows, making a shelf for your leg, and you're just going to lift your little toes off the ground and keep your knees and your hips together, balancing on your hands. But you cannot do this with straight arms. If you have straight arms and locked elbows, ain't no way you're going to do it, ladies. Ain't no way you're going to do it with straight arms. You got to bend your elbows and make a shelf for your legs. So that means you got to lift your hips up. Good, Emmy. Look at there. And see if you can just lift your toes up a little bit. Good. And then just put your toes on the ground. Yeah. Bring your hands together in prayer and stand back up. And then let's flip this around and go to the other side. So now you're just going to face this direction a little bit. You're going to put your block. So now when you twist, your right arm is going to be on the outside of your left. You're going to twist to the left, okay? So does that make sense? Everybody's going to twist to the left. So if your blocks are like this, you can stand there over there where you were. We're going to put the blocks here, but you're actually, yes, you're going to that's going to make you twist to the right again. So you want to go here. We're going to have you now twist to the left, okay? All right? So Dominga, see how these blocks are? Yeah, there you go. Now, come stand parallel to the blocks. Bring your hands together in prayer. Lift high on the balls of your feet like you're in high heel shoes. Then start to bend your knees and descend your seat towards your lifted heels. As you do this, keep your knees together, your hips square, and twist over to the left, your right arm on the outside of your left foot. Now, your hands are going to go down to the blocks. You're going to get your legs above your elbow and bend your elbows, making a shelf. Then you're going to start to tilt forward into your hands, and you're going to lift your feet off the floor in side crow. Good. And breathe. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale, put your toes on the floor. That's the kind of things you don't do at home in a home practice. You just watch the video. Then come back, bring your hands to center, and then press into your feet. Come stand up. Good. And come stand at the front of your mat. Whew. So here again, all this stuff you just did, like you have to feel some of this. You can't just see it. You have to kind of experience it, but at the same time, you can't, it's not literal. There's something about it that's metaphoric, because you're not really viewing the whole body. Bring your big toes and heels to touch. Bring your hands together in prayer. Now lift high on the balls of your feet like you're in high heel shoes again. Press your inner heels together. Then start to bend your knees and descend your seat towards your lifted heels. As your shoulders come down, don't lean forward immediately. Keep your shoulders over your hips. Then start to open up your knees and put your hands on the floor. Bring your hands closer to your feet. Get your knees into your armpits, or squeeze your upper arm bones with your knees. Bend your elbows. As you squeeze your arms with your knees, tilt forward into your hands and lift your little toes off the ground, coming into just a regular crow, a regular Bakasana, a regular one. Try to get your little toes to touch, like bird feathers. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Good. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Good for you. Inhale. Exhale, step or jump back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. On your inhale, come forward to a plank. Bring your big toes and heels to touch. Now, trust where your hands are. Do not move your hands. Exhale onto the right hand, the outside of your right foot, and stack your feet like they are right in your plank. Don't put your left big toe on the ground trying to find your balance, but actually lift your left foot off the ground, stacking your feet. You can't see it, you got to feel it. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Flex this left foot. Exhale 3. On the inhale, come forward to a plank. Yep. Feet together. Keep your feet together just like this. And exhale onto the left hand, outside of the left foot. Stack your feet. Don't put that right big toe on the ground. Lift that right big toe off the ground. Exhale 1. Dorsal flex your feet that you're not looking at. Exhale 2. Feel it. Exhale 3. Good. Inhale, gently come forward to a plank. And exhale the knees, the chest, the chin to the floor. Inhale, slide forward, Bhujangasana. Exhale, tuck the toes under and push the seat back onto the heels. Lift the knees up, downward facing dog. Good. On your inhale, come forward to a plank. And exhale, drop down to your knees. Now, place your forearms on the ground. Touch opposite elbows with opposite hands, so that you know that your elbows are underneath your shoulders. Then place your forearms down parallel to each other like railroad tracks. Good. Then lift your knees up. As you lift your knees up, walk your feet forwards. Now look forward in between your hands. You're not looking at your feet. Okay? Lift your right leg up into the air. As you lift your right leg up in the air, try not to open your hip like you were dying to do in Warrior 1. It's a closed hip. Bend your left knee, and on your inhale, kick up into a forearm stand. 1, 2, 3, inhale, kick up. Yep. Now push the forearms away and get your head off my foot. Exhale 1. Inhale, kick up. Exhale, come down. Lift your head by pushing into your shoulders. Exhale 2. Inhale, kick up. Exhale, come down 3. Inhale, kick up. Exhale, come down 4. Inhale, kick up. Exhale, come down. Good. Come onto the hands and knees, rest in a child's pose for a second. So you have to kind of think about what your arms are doing. Your hands are going to be flat on the ground. You're not going to make a fist like, oh, I want to hit him. Okay? Tuck your toes under, lift your knees up again. God is so gracious, He gives you a left side too, honey. So it's not just the right side. Lift your knees up. Walk your feet forward. Now lift your left leg into the air. Now bend your right knee, and on your inhale, kick up and come up all the way and stay. Extend your legs, or exhale, come down. Inhale, kick up and stay. Exhale, come down. I'm here. Inhale, kick up 3. Exhale, come down. Inhale, kick up 4. Exhale, come down. Inhale, kick up 5. Exhale, come down. Come into a child seat rest for a moment. Good work. Okay. Hard stuff. Here again, I'm looking forward. I can't see what everything's doing. It terrifies me. Right? Turn your palms to face upward. Bring your elbows a little closer together. Keep your elbows there. Make a fist with your hands. So interlace your fingers together, making one single fist. Not 2 fists, but 1 fist. Not 2 fists, but 1 fist. Listen to what I'm saying. Not 2 fists, but 1 single fist of both hands. Now, place the head behind your 1 fist. 1 fist. Place the top of your head on the floor behind your wrist crease. Tuck your toes under and lift your knees up. Now walk your feet forward. You can't see it, you got to feel it till your hips are over your shoulders. Hips are over your shoulders. Once the hips are over the shoulders, you're in a headstand. Bring your knees into your chest, bring your heels towards your buttocks, lift your legs up toward the sky, coming into a headstand. Now, if you are new to headstand, you have to hear what I'm saying and listen. Because right now, the first thing I said is tuck your toes under, lift your knees up. Both knees, not just 1 knee, but 2 knees. So tuck your toes under, lift your knees up like a down dog. Straighten your legs. No, I didn't say lift your foot. Extend your legs. Now walk your feet forward until your hips are over your shoulders. You got to feel that. Push into your forearms and move your shoulders away from your ears. Today you're just going to stay here. No, you're not going to lift that leg up. Please do not lift it up. You're just going to stay here with your legs extended. That's where you are today. It's okay. Bring this knee into the chest. Don't keep this foot down till listen to what Daddy's saying. Listen to what Daddy's saying. Okay? You're not listening to me. Bring this knee into your chest. Keep your other foot on the ground. I'm not going to help you if you don't listen to what I'm saying. I want you to keep this foot on the ground. Bring this knee into your chest. Now bring this one into your chest. Don't do them at the same time, because that means you're jumping. Then move your knees toward the ceiling, moving your hips. Then lift your legs up last. Now dorsal flex your feet like you're standing on the floor. Pull your belly in. Pull your ribs in. Now push me away. Push me away using your shoulders. Push. Push. Pull your ribs in. Don't stick your ribs out. Find your balance. Don't stick your ribs out. Don't stick your butt out. Squeeze with your quads. Don't clench with your glutes. Try not to be a wet noodle. No wet noodle. Okay. Gently come down. Good. Rest in child's seat if you're still up. Good. So much of these asanas, you have to experience it on an emotional feeling, subtle level. It's not all literal. Literal is only what you can touch. Mula Bandha you can't touch. Ujjayi Pranayama you can't touch. You can't hold on to it. You can't draw it. When you die, the breath is gone. Reach the arms forward, tuck the toes under, press into the hands, lift the knees up, come into downward facing dog. On the inhale, come forward to a plank, and exhale the knees, the chest, the chin to the floor. Inhale, slide forward, cobra. And exhale, come down, bring the forehead to the earth. Reach your arms out to the side walls. Rotate at your shoulders and bring your hands into a secret prayer behind your back. Arm knuckles to knuckles are holding on to opposite elbows. Now, squeeze your legs together, making one leg. Keep your legs together. On your inhale, lift your head, chest, and elbows away from the floor, coming into Shalabhasana. So legs lift, shoulders lift, head lifts, elbows lift. Exhale, 1. Good. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Lift up higher, Emmy. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, come down. Relax. Reach your arms out to the side. Release your secret prayer. Dhanurasana, same thing. You're reaching for things you can't see. Bend your knees. Reach back. Grab the outside of your ankles. Yeah. Then pull your navel toward the spine. On your inhale, kick your feet back toward the mirrors and lift your knees as high as your shoulders. Bow. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. So kick away. Kick away. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, gently come down. Relax. Now we're going to do another variation with that, and here again you can't see things. You have to feel what's going on in your shoulders and your arms and your legs. So everybody bend your knees and take your hands and place them on the soles of your feet like you're giving yourself a high five. So hands on the soles of your feet like a high five. Yeah. Now without rotating your shoulder, hold on to the inside of your ankle so that the eye of your elbow is now facing the outer wall. Now bring your toes a little closer together. Point your toes not toward the ceiling, but toward the mirrors behind you. Then kick your feet into your hands and come back more onto your thighs, lifting your chest up more. So once you do this, you're going to find that it opens up your shoulders more and not your quadriceps. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, come down, release your inside of your ankles. Rock out your hips. Bring your hands by your chest, elbows close to the ribs. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, bend your knees and look past your hands. On your inhale, gently bring your knees to rest behind your wrist crease and lift your torso up, coming into a kneeling position. Right? If you want to, you can put a blanket underneath your knees or fold your mat over. But you're going to come sit up so that your hips, you're not going to put your butt on your heels. You're going to sit up. Yeah, there you go. Now make sure that your knees are hips width distance apart and tuck your toes under so your heels are pointing up toward the ceiling. Now bring your hands to your waist with your elbows pointing toward the mirrored wall behind you. So you're going to get your fingers a little closer together on your sacrum. Bring your chin into your chest. And as you bring your chin into your chest, a back bend doesn't happen in your neck. It happens in the middle of your chest. Start to lift your pubic bone and navel up towards your throat and start to lift your chest up like you're a sailboat and you're feeling full of air. Then start to arch back and put your hands on your heels. Don't twist to get back there to try to see your heels. Trust that your heels are there. Last, let your head go back and look at the mirrored wall behind you. But you want to either get your hands on your heels, but you don't want to push that down. You want to push that forward and let your head go back last. That's hard, right? Exhale, 1. Keep your hands on your heels, sweetie. Don't do the floating hands. You'll mess up your back. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Now inhale, lift up, leading with your shoulders. Now, come onto the tops of your feet, bring your knees together, your heels together, and sit on your heels. Now it's okay to sit on your heels for a moment. Rest. Okay. Second one of those. This time, you have a choice. You can do the same thing you just did, meaning that you're going to come, you can put your heels up in the air and put your hands on your heels. Or come under the tops of the feet and put your hands on the soles of your feet like you're giving yourself a high five, like we did in that second Dhanurasana. So lift your hips up so your shoulders are over your hips. Make sure your knees are hips width distance apart. Tops of the feet on the floor are toes tucked under, your choice. Bring your hands to your waist, elbows pointing to the mirror wall behind you. Bring your chin into your chest. Start to lift your navel up toward your throat, arching in the center of your chest. Let your head go back last. That's not going to help you to throw your neck back. Then see if you can put your hands on the soles of your feet, or put your hands on your heels, your choice. Keep moving your pubic bone toward the windows. Exhale, 1. Good for you. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. On your inhale, lift all the way up. Good. And then come and sit on your heels again. Bring the hands over to the left. Come sit on the left hip and lay down on your back. Bend the knees, tickle the heels with the fingertips. Feet are going to be hips width distance apart. On the inhale, lift the hips, the lower, the middle back. Half bridge, so knees are going to be bent. You're going to touch your heels with your fingertips, the middle finger. So you have to feel it, not see it. Now lift your hips, your lower, your middle back. As you lift up, bring your hands underneath you into a fist. Get your shoulders underneath your back. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, release your hands and come down the middle back and the lower back and the hips. All right? From here, you can experience this half bridge again. You can even do a supported half bridge. If you wish to experience Urdhva Dhanurasana, upward bow seat. Place the hands next to the head, the elbows pointing up toward the ceiling, the fingers toward your shoulders. Press into your hands and your feet. On your inhale, lift your body off the ground, extending your arms, upward bow seat. Exhale, 1. Good. Inhale, good Dominga. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, gently bring the chin into the chest and come down the upper, the middle, the lower back. Now, here's what we're going to work on. I want you to start to understand what your feet are doing, right? Because that's what you can't see. Your feet should be parallel, but to come up, you may turn your feet out a little bit like Daffy Duck. I want you to get your feet like railroad tracks. Place your hands next to your head, elbows toward the ceiling, fingers toward the shoulders. On your inhale, come back up for your second upward bow. Now, as you come up, Emmy, check out what your feet are doing. Are your feet turned out like a ballet dancer, or can you move your heels toward the edge of your mat, paralleling your feet to the edge of the mat, Emmy? Because your feet are still turned out. There you go. So check your feet out. What are your feet doing? Because they're turned out too. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale, bring the chin into the chest. Come down the upper, the middle, the lower back. We're going to have one more of those. We always do 3 upward bows at least at Urban Sadhu. Place the hands next to the head. On the inhale, come back up. One more time. Check out what your feet are doing. That's what you can't see. Exhale 1. Notice if they're turning out. Roseanne, move them toward each other. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. This one turns out, this one doesn't. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. Bring the chin into the chest and come down upper, middle, lower back. Good for you. Bend the knees into the chest. Give the knees a hug. Then allow the knees to come over to the left. Extend the right arm out. Look over the right shoulder. Twisting. And bring the knees back to center. Give the knees a hug. And then bring the knees over to the opposite side. Extend the left arm out. Look over the left shoulder. Try to keep the knees as high as the belly button. You don't want to drop the knees down and put it into your sacrum. You're trying to decompress the spine. And bring the knees back to center. Give the knees a hug. Bring your forehead toward the knees. On your inhale, rock forward. Exhale, roll back. Inhale, rock forward. Exhale, roll back. Inhale, rock forward. Exhale, roll back. Inhale, rock forward. Come up to a seated position. Extend your legs out in front of you. Flex the feet. Lift the head and chest. Exhale, fold forward. Hold on to the feet. If you can't reach your feet, a belt is a terrific prop so that you can actually hold on to your feet. So know the difference between our ankles and our feet, because right now that's your ankle. So what am I going to do? One, I'm going to pull the toes back, because if you pull the toes back, there's now something happening in hamstrings. So if you point the foot, you're stretching this. If you flex the foot, you're stretching this. So it's different. Not the same. And yes, in acrobatics, they would have you point it. Hold on to the belt. Hold on to the belt. Now pull your toes back. Relax your shoulders a little bit. You can reach your feet, but you're like got all this tension in your shoulders. Inhale. Exhale 8. Inhale. Exhale 9. Inhale. Exhale 10. Good. On your inhale, lift your head and chest up. And exhale, bring your hands behind you 6 to 8 inches with your fingers pointing toward the windows. Bring your chin into your chest. Point your toes now like a ballet dancer. Notice that you're clenching the back of your legs and you're stretching the front of your legs. On your inhale, lift your hips up. As you lift your hips up, see if you can bring your toes to the ground, then let your head go back, inclined plank. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale, bring the chin in the chest and come down. Then from here, let's set up for shoulder stand, Salamba Sarvangasana, all supported limb seat. If you're new to Urban Sadhu, we like to teach this with a prop, mainly so you don't press into your neck. So if you move off your mat for a moment, we're going to put a blanket here. You're going to put the mat over your blanket, and you're going to put your head on the floor and your shoulders right here. That way we're not pressing into your spine. And your elbows are going to be on sticky mat. So let's move down a little bit. So see how you kind of like, it's all kind of crunched up. We don't want it like an unmade bed. We want a nice made up bed, right? Now put your head here and your shoulders here. Then press into your hands. As you press into your hands, lift your legs, lift your hips. Bring your toes all the way overhead toward the mirrors. And then once the toes touch the floor behind your head, you're going to clasp your hands together in a fist behind you. Get your elbows a little closer together. Keep your elbows there. Release your fist and put your hands on your back on either side of your spinal column with your fingers pointing up. Then bend your knees, bring your heels towards your seat, lift your knees toward the sky, then finally extending your legs up. So I think part of the problem is that the blanket is too thick. So let's do it like this. It's a quarter. If you want 2 of those, that's fine, but that's just too much. Good. Now here, I'm going to give you some, if you can see the whole front of your foot, you're kind of in a K shape. So what you want to do is you actually want to lift your hips up and walk your hands where you can't see them towards your bra strap. And then lift your pubic bone towards your face. And squeeze your legs together. Now I'm going to move my knee, and if I move my knee, you have to stay. Okay? So the elbows are going to come in. Pubic bone is going to move toward your chin. And you're going to keep activating your quads. See how they're soft? Squeeze your quads, less glutes. You're stronger in your glutes and you're depending on your glutes. Use more quadricep. So this idea that all spiritual communities spoke in metaphors. Metaphors are very hard for Westerners to understand. When I say Westerners, I don't care what race you are. I don't care if you are part of kind of American culture. Americans are very literal. You know, even the way we greet each other and shake hands, it's all very literal. So it's all very hard for us to understand metaphoric language now. We want things to be literal. We want to know it and see it and touch it. But spirituality, you may try to know it, but there's always going to be the unknown, the esoteric, the unseen, the veiled. But you try to understand it as a seeker. You try to understand it as a yogi. But sometimes it's better to say, I don't know, instead of saying, I know. In spirituality. That way, the idea of I don't know means that there are still options and possibilities and concepts and ideas that you haven't been exposed to yet. That the world is not literal. The world is actually full of metaphors and hidden messages, hidden in plain sight, right in front of you. But awareness is the key. I have to become aware. That's all yoga alignment is awareness. Somebody else is going to teach you that Warrior One, the heel is off the ground. But you came to my class today, and I said, no, the heel is on the ground. Be aware of the heel. Be aware of what your pelvis is doing right now in your shoulder stand. It's not, yes, you're balancing on your shoulders, but what really matters is your pelvis right now. Can you find your pelvis? Flex your feet, let the toes come overhead, let the toes touch the floor behind the head. Clasp the hands together in a fist and extend the arms away from you, halasana. We're going to stay there for 5 breaths. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. Now place the hands on the floor away from your shoulders. Use your hands like brakes. Slowly come down 1 vertebrae at a time. Once your hips and legs are on the floor and extended out, lift your torso up, unfold your blanket. Then lay down on the back, turn the palms to face upward, press into the elbows, puff up the chest, come onto the top of the head. Fish, Matsyasana. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. Inhale. Exhale 6. Inhale. Exhale 7. Inhale. Exhale 8. Inhale. Exhale 9. Inhale. Exhale 10. Press into the elbows, bring the chin in the chest and come down. And let's prepare for Shavasana, corpse seat. So you can roll up a blanket, place a blanket underneath the knees. You can place a blanket on top of you. Once you have found your seat of Shavasana, allow the breath now just to breathe the body. Relax at the pelvic floor. Let your body become heavy. Today, I have a new little purchase I made of these beautiful hand-hammered Tibetan singing bowls. I'm going to play some singing bowls for you for Shavasana as a little treat. Okay? So begin to relax and close the eyes. And as you allow yourself to relax, let the body be heavy. Shavasana. Gently start to deepen the breath. And by means of the breath, make small movements with the fingers and toes. Stretch the arms overhead. And stretch the arms and legs in opposite directions. Bend the knees into the chest. Give the knees a hug. And then gently roll over to the right side. And pressing the left palm into the floor, lift the torso up and come up to a seated position. You can sit on blankets or blocks, preparing for a brief meditation practice. So once you've found your seat, commit to that seat and be still. Close the eyes and allow the breath to deepen again. You don't have to employ Ujjayi pranayama, but there should be breath awareness. Start to draw the senses inward, focusing the mind, but you need something to focus on. So as you inhale, silently chant to yourself the mantra Om. And as you exhale, silently chant to yourself the mantra Om. And allow the mantra of the Om to last the duration of the inhale and the exhale. If the mind becomes active, if the mind starts wandering around, focus on the breath, focus on the mantra. Inhaling Om and exhaling Om. Inhale deeply. Exhale everything out. Inhale for the sound of Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bringing the hands together in prayer, bowing the head slightly, giving thanks and praise for the teachings of yoga from the past, the present, and still teachings that are yet to be revealed. Om Bolo Sadguru Bhagavan Ki Jai. Namaste. thank you all so much for coming today. Just a couple of quick announcements tonight. We're doing a sound bath. So Michael Brown and I will be here doing a sound bath. If you want to come and just lay down and hear the music, please join us. On April the 23rd, my friend Hector is doing a enhance your spiritual practice with herbs. And it's going to be the, like, kind of herbs you can get at the grocery store, not anything you have to go at the smoke shop and get. And then on April the 29th, my friend Brent Bevel is going to be doing a Reiki teacher training. So he's doing level 1 and 2. If you're interested in Reiki, which is energy healing, he's a Reiki master. He's written about 6 books on Reiki. And he's going to come down. He's going to do the first 2 courses on a weekend, and then he'll come back later and he'll do the Reiki Master Training, which is 4 weekends, or 2 weekends, like 4 days total. Like it's a longer process for the master. Also check the bulletin board, see what's going on. Be love, be vegan, and I will see you next time. Oh. Oh, cool. Sacred geometry and architecture, yeah. Into the scene, yeah. Like all the, yeah. Yes. 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 Are you an architect? Cool. Yeah. 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 Wow. Acoustic. What do they study? They have sacred geometry. If you rented a mat from us or we gave you a mat, you can just leave it there. We'll clean it. Just leave it there. We'll clean it.